is a Amari TV, you feel what I'm saying? Which I've been shut because it's free. People who can't control themselves always try to control others. And this is basically spiritual parasites being perpetuated through the vessel of others. Y'all like how niggas said that, nigga, y'all, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Nigga going crazy. Yo, but let me stop casing because I'm in the minute video, ain't about to be gay right now. Gotta need my time video, but y'all get into the video, bro. Like, I'm gonna go ahead get straight to the meat, you feel what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm finna get straight to the meat. Likes, comment, subscribe, because they're free. You know what I'm saying? But let go. Look, something that when you observe people and patterns in life, you notice that a lot of people, they lack self-control and self-discipline. And these people who lack self-control, self-discipline, and lack critical thinking for themselves and all this stuff, they always try to control others, you feel what I'm saying? They never are content with themselves. But the people who are fulfilled internally always are content with themselves, you feel what I'm saying? Only the people who lack try to control others. Like, example, people who can't control their thoughts and feelings, for one, they're being fed off by spiritual entities, by spiritual parasites, maybe even physical parasites, you feel what I'm saying? Because these spiritual parasites are influencing certain thoughts and emotions within them, causing them to have certain thought forms slash egregores, which is causing them to perceive reality in a certain type of way, which is causing them to produce certain energies, which also causes them to produce certain actions that these people who are a certain kind of way, I mean, these spiritual parasites feed off of, you feel what I'm saying? Like example, I'm gonna give a real example. Somebody in my family, they can't control their mind, you feel what I'm saying? They live in a lot of fear, you feel me? They are very fearful people. They can't control their mind and emotions. So once they feel fear and emotion, they send into a spiral, and then they trigger other people into these same spirals. Like example, this person in my family, they can't control their mind and their thoughts. So what they do is their mind and their thoughts start running and ramping wild, and their emotions start going ramping wild. They start feeling stuff like fear and stuff, and then what they do is try to implement these things in the use of the spiritual parasites that attach to them can also feed off of you just from you being in proximity to them. You feel what I'm saying? They are being used as a vessel to trigger you. You know what I'm saying? And like these people are not conscious or controlling themselves or aware of themselves. So when you start to notice it, you start to see that, nigga, it's just a bunch of spiritual parasites, a bunch of energies that's feeding off of you, for what I'm saying? And the way that, and all you got to do, ready to be is to just having self-knowledge, you feel what I'm saying? Be aware of this, have self-knowledge, being rooted in yourself, being grounded, you feel what I'm saying? So that you can't be easily swayed by these people and their manipulation tactics. A lot of times these manipulation tactics are emotional, you feel what I'm saying? But, okay, so look, to what I was saying, the person in my family, and they'll do is they'll have these thoughts that run rapid, then have these feelings that run rapid, or they have these feelings that run rapid that turn into these thoughts that run rapid. Either one, vice versa, they turn into one or the other. And then what happens is they come to you and they express these things to you from a perspective and in a manner that's going to trigger you to have these same responses. They're going to trigger you to have these same thoughts and feelings and reactions. You feel what I'm saying? So, example, you may be finna go out and drive. This literally happened to me, and I had to stay grounded and, you know, understand, stay rooted in myself. This literally happened to me. But I'm goddamn, I'm driving and shit. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna just be real. I gotta be real. I gotta be honest with it. That's how y'all see. I gotta be authentic. I gotta be honest with it. I don't mean no harm when I say this. When I bring up actual people, you feel what I'm saying? Don't take no offense to this if you see these actual people. But hey, it is what it is, my nigga. This shit, real life, it happened. I gotta get real examples because these are my people and I want to help them. And I'm being transparent with my life and authentic with my life. So let's go. I'm driving, and I'm talking to my grandma on the phone, you feel what I'm saying? But she didn't know I was driving, you feel what I'm saying? She's so fearful, you feel what I'm saying? At this point, I don't even know if it's fear. I think she just goddamn, no, I don't know. I don't even know what it is at this point, you feel what I'm saying? Because she been like this for so long. Like, to the point to where she used to disrupt my energy before I go out of the house, you feel what I'm saying? Throw my energy off. I'm finna go do something, have fun. She purposely throw my energy off and laugh about it. That's how I know, oh, she's being fed off of by some energies, and they trying to feed off me. So what I start doing, I just start leaving without her knowing, going through the different door and just taking off. You feel what I'm saying? I beat that shit. I beat so much stuff, and I'm finna beat all this shit, bitch. I'm telling you, everything that I motherfucker been subdued to, been nothing to beat all this shit. I don't give a fuck what going on, nigga. But yo, goddamn, what she did the other day, like, okay, I'm driving, I'm talking to her on the phone. She like, oh, you driving? I'm like, yeah. And you immediately hear the switch in her tone. You immediately hear the switch in her tone, and she like, oh, well, and start saying a bunch of fear shit. She automatically got in a state of fear. This parasite influenced certain sensations within her that makes her start thinking fearful thoughts, and she automatically starts spewing those fearful thoughts to me. You feel what I'm saying? Which is dumb. Like, I say it's dumb because if someone is doing something dangerous, you don't want to make them focus on the dangerous aspects of what they're doing. You want to make them focus on the positive aspects that they're doing so that they enact on these positive aspects. Like, example, if I'm walking on a tightrope, you don't want to keep saying, hey, but don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, because you're making somebody focus on falling. You want to make them focus on completing their goal. So I'm driving, what her initial thing should have been is, oh, for sure, are you driving? Just hit me back when you get done driving. Get home safe. Be as safe as you can, you feel what I'm saying? Keep your attention too, because you know the folks crazy out there. Get home safe. But that's not what she did. She immediately started saying fearful things to make you think about all these negative circumstances that can occur. And I noticed throughout my life, she never proposed positive circumstances to be a possibility. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, example, she thinking going to the store. Like, she never think that you can go into the store and bump into the right person and great things can happen. She would think that you go to the store and that bitch might get shot up. You feel what I'm saying? Like, her mind always goes to the lower plane. You feel what I'm saying? I got another thing as well to say about that too. Remind me of that lower plane, talking to somebody about the lower plane, but her mind will automatically go to the lower plane. You feel what I'm saying? She will automatically go low. She would never think, like, when I always think about a positive thing happening. If somebody calling me, so I don't know, like, example, this is why the spam calls used to get me, bro. Because my mind's so optimistic. I'm getting a random number. I'm like, bro, you never know. This could be anybody. This could be your opportunity. This could be a fucking music exhibit. It could be anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like that. But it ended up being spam calling. You feel what I'm saying? But if it was somebody who has a negative perception, they thought it could have been, or it could have been goddamn, it could be the IRS. It could be debt collectors. It could be somebody from taking somebody this and that. It could be so many crazy stuff. A scammer. It could be so many stuff. It could be all that. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, to get back to the story, I was driving, he started saying these things, and I literally had to just dismiss that shit and be like, man, I ain't finna think about it. None of that bitch just said. I don't have to dismiss the thing that she say. Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? What's up, Aisha? Aisha. What's up? I appreciate you. I appreciate you much love. I seen you call me, but I'm on live right now. You feel what I'm saying? I can't answer. But back to what I was saying, a lot of people, they mind automatically go low, you feel what I'm saying? It automatically go towards a certain direction, you feel what I'm saying? A lot of times people are being fed off from spiritual entities, you feel what I'm saying? A lot of times these spiritual parasites use these people as vessels to feed off your energy as well. You may be thinking positive thoughts and having, you feel what I'm saying? Your thoughts may be aligned with the reality that you want to create and envision and see, you feel what I'm saying? But then these people come in who are not conscious and aware of their own thoughts and emotions. They inflict their state onto you, so they come to you and be like, hey, fear, negativity, and then after talking to them, now you're in a state that they were just in. You're having these fearful thoughts. You're having these lower emotions. You feel what I'm saying? These emotions that don't serve you. Having these, now you feeling in fear. Now you in fight or flight mode. You feel what I'm saying? And then the spiritual parasite that was feeding off them is now feeding off you. And people don't realize this happens all the time. The way that you beat this is by not becoming triggered, by not reacting, by dismissing what they're saying, you feel what I'm saying? By becoming aware of where it's coming from, you feel what I'm saying? By maintaining your frequency, maintaining your vibration. That's how you beat these things, you feel what I'm saying? Cause I'm telling you what happens so much, especially with my grandma. Like, she's the queen of fear. Like, she'll fear your ass down, bitch. Like, when it comes to anything, fear is priority, you know what I'm saying? Like, fear is like water to her. Like, you know how they say, if you go like 4 days without water, you can go like 40 plus days without food, but you go 4 days without water, it's over with. Fear is like water to her. She has to drink a cup of fear every day in order to survive. You feel what I'm saying? She cannot just, you know what I'm saying? She got to be like, oh, fear, you know what I'm saying? That's our medicine, you know what I'm saying? And much love, you know what I'm saying? Much love, Aisha. I appreciate you so much, you feel what I'm saying? I'm going to call you when I get off here, too. Much love. But there's certain people that's like that, you feel what I'm saying? And they're being fed off by spiritual parasites. They're not controlling themselves and their thoughts, which ties into the topic of the video, because people who lack always try to control others. Like, example, people who lack emotional discipline try to trigger you. Okay, look, have you ever seen successful people try to impose their thoughts on unsuccessful people? No, they're content with themselves. But you always see people who are not successful, or people who are miserable with their lives, try to impose their thoughts onto people who are not in their same state. That's why they say misery loves company. People, and a lot of times what I noticed this like recently as well, it's coping mechanism. A lot of stuff is coping mechanisms. Like, example, the American dream is a coping mechanism. You feel what I'm saying? For when these people know that this stuff is not right, they complain about this stuff every day, but they continue to feed the same thing that they complain about. But then when you try to do the opposite of the thing that they're complaining about, they try to force you to do what they're doing, because misery loves company. But you don't see happy people trying to force other people to be happy. Happy people just move and keep being happy. But you always see angry people trying to force others to be angry. They either trying to make them angry for the same reason that they're angry, or they're trying to trigger them to become angry by doing the action to them. And then once they trigger you to be angry, now all of a sudden that you angry. You feel what I'm saying? All of a sudden they're not angry no more. Certain people literally have spiritual parasites attached to them. Literally. The thing about it is they pick and choose. Like, okay, look, the spiritual parasites don't initially show themselves at first. It's under a mask. They present themselves to you in a form that is digestible for you. You feel what I'm saying? Because they know that if they were to show their true identity, their true selves, and how they operate in this world, how they actually think and feel, it's not digestible to you. You wouldn't accept it. But in order to become accepted into your energy, into your energetic space, into your aura, in order for you to not see them as a threat, like a virus, okay, when they come in contact with you, if they be them true self, you're automatically going to see them as a virus and start to remove them out your life. But they disguise themselves like a virus would do as something that's digestible, that's acceptable for you. You feel what I'm saying? He's like, oh, it's not a virus, it's an okay person. But once they get into your energetic space, they slowly start to take off this mask and express these characteristics that you would not have been okay with in the first place, while at the same time manipulating you to believe these characteristics are coming from a place of productivity. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, then they are manipulating the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? Like what I was saying. Let me get back on track. Cause I was in the zone, and when I just sit there, I just got out of the zone. For them, so I started thinking, look, but look at my. Let me get back in my zone, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Cause hey, look. But so. Oh yeah, okay. I mean what I was saying. They get into your aura and start expressing characteristics, and that for one, on the physical level, they ingrained themselves to your nervous system. For two, they're on a spiritual level, they're making a spiritual and energetic attachment to you. You feel what I'm saying? So they can drain you. Prior to you being attached or open to them, they could not drain you. But since they have access to your aura energetic field, they can now drain you and pull energy from you. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, one way to really get past this, even if you let them in your aura and you start to see these things going left, is to, bro, just you gotta just learn how to be stable, and self knowing is like really the key to this shit, bro. Like knowledge of self, of self, your actions, your thoughts, really being introspective and knowing you yourself and where you coming from with your perspective and where you see things and why you do things, and knowing just, you feel what I'm saying, digging deep and doing stuff like this is really how you overcome this. You feel what I'm saying? Because then these people will come and you immediately see what's going on. Even with the little whispers of what's going on, you'll be able to see it and you'll be able to detach and separate yourself and spiritually distance yourself from this person. You gotta treat that shit like COVID. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta treat it like these folk got spiritual COVID. You know what I'm saying? They got the motherfucking coronavirus in their spirit. You know what I'm saying? In their mind. It ain't even on the physical level. They sick in the mind. They sick in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? They trying to make you sick. You know what I'm saying? They in a state of fear, and they trying to put you in a state of fear. You know what I'm saying? So the way you get past that is by knowledge of self and being grounded within yourself. You feel what I'm saying? People don't really tell you what grounding is. All they say is go out in the earth and ground, meditate and ground, but they don't tell you that grounding is just becoming founded within yourself, becoming stable. You feel what I'm saying? Detaching from all these things and just being, you know what I'm saying? Knowing yourself, knowing I'm me, this is me, having yourself, the sense of self, your foundation. Knowing where your thoughts come from. Knowing, hey, I'm doing this with this intention. So when somebody try to tell me that I'm doing this with another ulterior motive, I don't have to listen to them because I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like example, if you trying to give messages to women on how to do better things, you know what I'm saying? When I say about do better things, who am I to say things are better, this and that? Better because of the result that it gives. If you're trying to have a conversation with somebody and it always turns into an argument, it always turns into yelling and cussing and personal attacks, somebody's doing something wrong. Something better would be is communicate in a way that expresses, that gets the point of both people's perspective across while respecting each other's perspective and coming to a resolution in a situation. That's actual communication. You say your side, I say my side, how I feel. If we come to we rationalize it and say, okay, maybe you was wrong, maybe I was wrong, maybe we both was wrong, maybe just you was wrong, maybe just I was wrong. And then goddamn, you take that shit and then you come to a resolution and you move on. You feel what I'm saying? And that's how you do a conversation. That's how you get through a disagreement and get through these things. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, a lot of people lacking within themselves, and that lack is trying to pull from you and make you lack. You feel what I'm saying? Like example, let's look at it like, I'm gonna give you a physical example because people don't understand money so much. It's like somebody who don't got no money trying to come around you and use up all your money. You feel what I'm saying? Try to manipulate you out your money. That's basically what it is. Somebody who don't have no energy, they're being fed off of a spiritual parasite, and they cannot keep a full cup because it's a spirit feeding off their cup. You know what I'm saying? They got a hole in their cup, and they trying to come make you take what's in your cup and pour it into their cup, and that's a hole until you have a hole in your cup. But they gonna be the hole in your cup because there's a spiritual parasite that's a hole in their cup. And I feel like I'm making this video because I've overcame this own situation that I'm speaking of. I overcame this with this big name. I ain't gonna say none of that. But I overcame the situation by developing myself, by tuning into myself, just by doing it the hard way, which I did it the hard way, bitch. The most sufferable way. You feel what I'm saying? Ooh, my ass. Ow. Ow. I was sitting on this basketball, nigga. My ass cheeks hurt. Let me get off this bitch. Ow. My ass hurt and that bitch numb. Ow, my ass cheeks. Ow. My ass cheeks, bro. That shit hurt. Ow. Motherfucking ass cheeks, man. But yeah, man, like, this is the life right here. But yeah, man, like, so many people, like, Why ain't gonna say that? I want to say this because fuck them people. I want to say, look, so many. I do want to say this. So many people aren't aware that being fed off of a spiritual parasite, and so many people aren't aware that they're attached to people who are being fed off by spiritual parasites, which means that they are also being fed off by those same parasites. You feel what I'm saying? So at some point, you just got to. Oh, this lasts long as fuck. You feel what I'm saying? But at some point, it just takes like seeing, like, okay, bro, like the people around me. What are they saying? What are they doing? What are their patterns? What are their habits? You feel what I'm saying? How do they think? Where are their thoughts coming from? Can this person, if somebody, I always say, I don't know why I felt like that, or they can't tell you why they felt something, where their emotions come from. A lot of times it's come from a bullshit place, and a lot of times people are gonna tell you that their emotions come from a certain place of purity, when in reality it comes from a fucking trauma that you ain't got shit to do with. You feel what I'm saying? They gonna justify their emotions of everything. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, I gave y'all 20 minutes of fucking game. Take this shit, apply to your life, and be the greatest you can be. You feel what I'm saying? All you gotta do is listen to this video. You don't even have to fucking consciously rationalize this shit at this moment. You can listen to it multiple times if you want to and try to consciously rationalize it. But all you gotta do is set this video on, play it while you clean up and shit, and let your consciousness absorb this information. Let your subconscious absorb and download this information. And watch what happens. You'll start to be a better person damn near overnight, but it's gonna be a process though. You feel what I'm saying? You're gonna start to implement these situations. You're gonna start to become aware, which is the first step to doing some shit, becoming aware of it. You're gonna start to become aware. So when you start interacting with these people, you're gonna start seeing these things immediately and start to be able to make changes so that these people can no longer feed off you. Now it is gonna be a part to where the hard part is to where. Well, it's going to be hard for different people because some people struggle with the accountability and self-realization part of it. You feel what I'm saying? The awareness part of it. Some people struggle with the things that come with it, like the battles that you're going to have from people that's trying to manipulate and gaslight you and make it seem like something's wrong with you. Some people struggle with that part, you feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, whatever part you struggle off of, that's the part you need to be more intentional with, you feel what I'm saying? Be more aware in. So with that being said, I hope the video helped y'all. 2227. I love y'all. It's your guys Amari. I appreciate y'all for watching this video. Like I said, put the video on the background, whatever you're doing, and just listen to it. Let your subconscious digest it so that you can enact on these principles subconsciously first, and then because your subconscious reality actually creates your conscious reality. So with that being said, truth, for the reality, peace, and wholeness. Say truly, also they righteous. It's your guys Amari. I'm finna go catch this.